Dear students, in this video we will see some of the features of interface. First one is the interface can be extended? So the answer is yes. Now we will see how we can extend one interface into another interface. So we have the first interface called addition, which have abstract method add. Second interface called subtraction, which have a method called as sub. So now we want to extend one interface into another interface. To extend, you know the keyword, we have the extends keyword. So if we want to extend the addition interface inside the subtraction interface. So automatically the abstract method from the addition interface is extended to the subtraction interface. The next step is we want to implement the interface. So now we have to use the keyword implements. So what we want to implement? We want to implement the interface. So it's enough to implement only the subtraction interface because already in the subtraction interface the addition interface is extended. So when we implement the subtraction interface in the class calculator, we need to override the add method and the subtraction method. So these methods are override, so we need to write the implementation inside the add method and subtraction method. And now we have to create the object. So we are going to create the object, that is calculator. C is equal to new calculator, and then we have to access these methods. So C dot add. So add method from the addition interface. Then C dot sub. So subtraction method from the subtraction interface. So like that you can able to extend one interface into another interface. So now the next feature is asking the question is all the methods of the interface need to be implemented. So whenever you are implementing an interface inside a class, all the abstract methods available in the interface need to be implemented. Otherwise it will throw an error. So now sometimes in an interface we don't need to implement all the methods. So that is again called as partial implementation. Some of the methods from the interface only we need to implement inside the class, override inside a class. Other methods we doesn't need the implementation. So how we can achieve this? Okay, the first way is you can use with the empty implementation. So one of the way is empty implementation. So how we will do the partial implementation using empty implementation. So here you see here we have a calculator interface which have four methods: addition, subtraction, sign and cast. And now I need to create a basic calculator which will implement the calc, but I need only the functionality of addition and subtraction. I don't need the functionality of sign and cast because I am going to implement the basic calculator. So how we can achieve the partial implementation? So we have to write the implementation for add. So here you add the logic for addition. Okay, and then I want to use with subtraction. So subtraction also I want to override it. So I have to add the logic. And now I don't want sign and cast need to be implemented. Okay, so what you can do is you can put an empty implementation. So empty implementation means just open and close, don't write implementation. So no implementation. These methods sign and cast, I don't need implementation in my basic calculator functionality. So I need to just create that function but don't need to write any implementation. So this you can achieve the partial implementation. So when I create an object, so we are creating an object. So object is basic calc C is equal to new basic calc, and here I need to use only the functionality of addition and the subtraction. So these two methods only I have implemented. I don't want to implement the sine and cos. So by using the empty implementation, I can achieve the partial implementation concept. The second way you can achieve the partial implementation is using the abstract keyword. So by using abstract keyword, you can achieve the partial implementation. How it is? So now I want to implement the scientific calculator. So assume that you want to implement the scientific calculator. Okay, you need to implement the scientific calculator. So I don't want addition and subtraction. I need only the implementation of sine and cos. So I need to override void sine method. I write the logic, and then I use with cos method, and that also I write the logic. Okay, the other two method I don't want, add and subtract. So what I can do is I can put a keyword. I can put a keyword abstract. So if I put a keyword abstract here, I don't need to implement all the methods of the interface. Don't need to implement all the methods of the interface. So this also you can achieve the partial implementation. So when we create an object, we will create object for scientific calculator. C equal to new scientific calculator. You create object. By using the object, you can refer now only sine and cos. Only these two functionality we need. Other two functionality we doesn't need. So we are putting the abstract keyword. Okay. So now the third thing, the third feature in the interface, naming conflict. Okay. So we have one interface called as A, which also have a data member X. We have an interface B, which also have a data member X. You know already defaultly the variables declared in the interfaces static and final. So final means you need to declare a value. So I am going to declare with int x is equal to 10, and here I am using int x is equal to 20. So the variables are static and final. So now we are going to implement these interface inside a class. So this class is implementing the interface A and B. So I am writing a method void sum, and this method having this system.out.print x. So now you will see what x it will print. What is the x value? Is it 10 or 20? Okay. So now what happens? It will produce a error. Okay. The reason is the variable x is ambiguous. The variable x is ambiguous. The reason is there is a naming conflict for x, because x is available in A and also x is available in B. So when it comes to the class test, we have a naming conflict which x it is accessing. Okay. To avoid that, we already know that the variables inside the interface is static and final. So to refer the x value from A, you can refer with A dot x. To refer the x variable from B, you refer with B dot x, because it is a static member. So static member can be accessed with the class name. Here it is an interface. So by using the interface name dot x, so it belongs to interface A, and this will be belongs to interface B. So by using that you can avoid the naming conflict. And the next feature is nesting of interface. So now we want to nest one interface into another interface. So it can be achieved through nested interface concept and member interface concept. What is meant by nested interface? Nested interface means nesting one interface into another interface. So I am having a test interface. Now I am nesting another one interface within that. Interface test 1. Okay. So I am nesting one interface into another interface. Nesting one interface into another interface. So this is our outer interface and this is our inner interface. And this interface have a method called as void add. Okay, so outer interface, inner interface, nesting one interface into another interface. Now we want to implement this interface. So we are using the keyword implements, followed by we are telling test dot test 1. Okay, we are going to implement the add method. The add method is available in the interface test 1, which is nested inside test. So it is test dot test 1. So now we are going to write the overriding. So public void add, then you can add the implementation logic here. So now the method add from the inner interface test 1 is implemented inside the class. And now we want to access it. So you want to access it, you create a class test A, and the test A you create an object and call the add method. Or you can use with the dynamic method dispatch concept, create a reference for the interface test.test1t, assign the object of the class, then access the method. And now we'll see how you can create a interface as a member of a class. Okay, how the interface can be a member of a class. So we have a class. Inside the class generally you have data members, function members and constructor. Now we can create interface also a member of a class. Can create an interface as a member of a class. So I can declare an abstract method. So now this interface is acting as a member of a class A. So you want to implement it. So again use the keyword implements, where you want to implement a.test. So test is an interface which is available in the class A. Now we want to override it. So override the method public void sum, override and write the logic. Okay. So now this interface is acting as a member of a class. Here the interface is nested inside another class. So now we will create the object B, then access the sum method, or by using the dynamic method dispatch, you create a reference of the interface. This is my interface which is available in the class A. So I am using class name dot interface t is equal to assigning the object of the derived class B and then calling the method sum. So you can achieve nested interface. Nesting of interface can be achieved through nested interface and member interface. So these are some of the variations you can see in the interface. Okay, so first one is whether the interface can be extended. Yes, by using the extends keyword, we are extending the interface. And then the next one is all the methods of the interface need to be implemented. Yes, but sometimes we need a partial implementation. Some of the methods only we need to implement. So that time we can go with empty implementation, or you can go with the abstract keyword. Empty implementation means just declare the method but don't need to write the implementation. Just inherit the method but no need to write the implementation. Okay, so empty implementation. The another way is using the abstract keyword. So use the abstract keyword before the class where you want to implement the partial implementation. So that also you can achieve. And the next thing is naming conflict. If two interfaces have the same variable name, so to avoid this, access with interface name followed by the variable name. Okay. And the last one is nesting of interface. You can nest one interface into another interface. You can nest one interface into another interface. The next way is the interface can be a member of a class. You can make an interface as a member of a class. So that also you can use with the nesting of interface. Thank you.